Ukraine's archaeological record reveals extraordinary material culture, from Scythian kurgans with elite burial goods to Trypillian megasites, demonstrating early urbanism. Recent excavations have uncovered ritual artifacts, numismatic evidence of ancient trade networks, and stratified settlement layers documenting cultural transitions. These 30 significant finds, including hoards, funerary objects, and epigraphic sources, showcase advanced metallurgy, ceramic typologies, and architectural features that contribute to Eurasian archaeology. The discoveries provide stratigraphic context for understanding cultural diffusion, while ongoing conservation efforts and provenance research address issues of looting and repatriation in archaeological heritage management. Ukraine's most incredible archaeological discoveries that rewrote history. The golden comb from Saloka Mound. This extraordinary artifact represents one of the most sophisticated examples of ancient goldsmithing ever discovered in Ukraine. Excavated in 1912 from a royal Scythian burial mound near Kyivan-Rus. In Zaporizhia Oblast, the comb measures approximately 12.3 centimeters in height and 10.2 centimeters in width. The intricate battle scene depicted on its surface shows remarkable attention to detail. We can clearly distinguish the facial expressions of warriors, the texture of their clothing, and even the musculature of the horses. Archaeologists believe it was created by Greek craftsmen from the Black Sea colonies who had mastered the art of working with gold foil and granulation techniques. The central figure shows a Scythian warrior in scale armor, possibly representing the buried nobleman himself. What makes this find particularly significant is that it was discovered in situ, allowing researchers to understand its original placement near the deceased's head, suggesting it may have been a personal grooming item rather than purely ceremonial. The comb's preservation is remarkable. Despite being buried for over 2,400 years, the gold shows minimal corrosion. This artifact provides crucial evidence about Scythian-Greek cultural interactions, military equipment, and artistic conventions of the period. Its current location in the Hermitage Museum remains controversial among Ukrainian scholars who argue it should be repatriated, especially considering that Russian archaeological literature often downplays its Ukrainian provenance by using vague geographic descriptors. Scythian gold pectoral from Tavsta Mohyla discovered in 1971 near the village of Pokrov in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. This magnificent gold breastplate represents the pinnacle of Greco-Scythian metalwork, weighing 1,150 grams and measuring 30.6 cm. In diameter, the pectoral consists of 3 concentric registers separated by intricate rope-like gold bands. The upper register depicts scenes from Scythian daily life with astonishing realism. We see warriors repairing clothes, shepherds tending, flocks, and even children playing. The middle register features exquisite floral motifs, including acanthus leaves and rosettes that demonstrate clear Greek influence. The lower register shows fantastical creatures from Scythian mythology, including griffins attacking horses. What makes this artifact particularly fascinating is the technical complexity of its construction. Experts have identified at least 7 different gold working techniques used in its creation, including repousse, filigree, and granulation. The pectoral was found in the central chamber of a large burial mound that contained multiple graves, suggesting it belonged to a high-ranking Scythian leader, possibly a regional king. Recent microscopic analysis has revealed traces of colored enamel that originally decorated certain elements, indicating the piece was even more vibrant in antiquity. Unlike many Scythian treasures taken to Russian museums, this masterpiece remains in Ukraine at the Museum of Historical Treasures in Kyiv, where it has become an iconic symbol of the nation's ancient heritage. The pectoral's imagery continues to inspire debates among scholars about Scythian social structure, religious beliefs, and their complex relationship with Greek colonists. Trypillia megasites, Trypillia culture settlements, represent one of the most astonishing archaeological phenomena in world prehistory. Sites like Nebelivka in Kyivan Oblast, covering approximately 238 hectares, challenge conventional notions about the development of urban civilization. These enormous low-density settlements predate Mesopotamian cities by centuries and represent a completely different model of urban organization. Archaeological excavations have revealed carefully planned concentric circles of buildings radiating from central open spaces that likely served communal functions. The construction techniques were remarkably sophisticated. Houses were built using a wattle and daub technique with wooden frames and clay plaster, some featuring multiple rooms and second stories. What makes these sites particularly intriguing is the evidence of deliberate, ritualized burning. Every 60 to 80 years, entire settlements were intentionally set ablaze and then rebuilt in nearly identical layouts. Recent research using geomagnetic surveys and soil analysis suggests these burnings may have been part of cosmological renewal ceremonies rather than results of conflict or accident. The Trypillia people developed an advanced agricultural system cultivating wheat, barley, and peas while domesticating cattle, pigs, and sheep. Their pottery, decorated with intricate spiral motifs, shows remarkable technical skill and artistic sensibility. The disappearance of these megasites around 3600 BCE remains one of archaeology's great mysteries, with theories ranging from climate change to social reorganization. The scale of these settlements forces us to reconsider the origins of urbanism and challenges the traditional view that civilization began solely in the Near East. Ongoing excavations continue to reveal new insights about the social structure, economy, and belief systems of these ancient Ukrainian communities. The Kropyvnytskyi silver rhyton, this magnificent Thracian drinking vessel, represents one of the most elaborate examples of ancient metalwork found in Ukrainian territory. Discovered in 1746 near present-day Kropyvnytskyi, the rhyton measures 28 cm in height and is crafted from gilded silver in the form of a horse's head with remarkably detailed anatomical features, including veining on the muzzle and carefully rendered musculature. The vessel's spout emerges from the horse's mouth, while the wide opening at the top would have allowed for pouring libations during ceremonial feasts. Art historical analysis reveals a fascinating blend of artistic traditions. The overall form follows Thracian prototypes, while the decorative elements show clear Greek influence, particularly in the palmette and lotus motifs encircling the base. The rhyton's discovery context suggests it may have been part of a diplomatic gift exchange between Thracian and Scythian elites, or possibly war booty from Scythian raids into the Balkans. What makes this artifact particularly significant is its excellent state of preservation. Unlike many ancient silver objects that suffer from severe corrosion, the rhyton retains much of its original gilding and surface detail. The artifact's history reflects the complex cultural politics of archaeology in the region. After its discovery, it was transferred to the Hermitage Museum, where it was renamed the Poltava Rhyton, to obscure its Ukrainian provenance, a practice common during the Imperial Russian period. Recent scholarship has emphasized the need to reconsider the rhyton's cultural context within the framework of Ukrainian heritage studies. Scythian sword from Kastum. This remarkable weapon represents one of the finest examples of early Scythian metallurgy found in Ukraine. Discovered in a stone-lined grave in the Dnipro River region, the iron sword measures 75 centimeters in length and features an elaborate gold sheath covering both the blade and hilt. The sheath's decoration is particularly noteworthy. It depicts running deer and other animals in the distinctive Scythian animal style, with intricate details suggesting the use of repousse and chasing techniques. Metallurgical analysis reveals sophisticated ironworking knowledge. The blade shows evidence of pattern welding, a technique that combines different types of iron for optimal strength and flexibility. The gold used in the sheath has been traced to Transylvanian sources, indicating far-reaching trade networks. What makes this artifact particularly significant is its burial context, found alongside 17 gold eagle plaques and other luxury items. It clearly belonged to a high-status warrior, possibly a regional chieftain. The sword's design reflects the evolution of Scythian weaponry, combining elements borrowed from Near Eastern cultures with distinct steppe innovations. Like many Scythian artifacts from Ukrainian territory, the sword was transferred to Russian collections during the imperial period and is currently held in the Hermitage Museum, though its cultural significance to Ukrainian heritage is increasingly recognized in scholarly literature. The Black Grave figurine, discovered in 1872 within the legendary Black Grave Mound in Chernihiv. This enigmatic carved figurine represents one of the rarest surviving examples of early Slavic ritual objects. Measuring approximately 15 centimeters in height, the anthropomorphic figure is carved from dark oak that has been preserved through waterlogging in the burial chamber. The stylized facial features and exaggerated phallus suggest it served apotropaic or fertility functions, possibly as a protective household idol or gaming piece for ritual divination. Found alongside weapons, jewelry, and the remains of a noble warrior, the figurine provides crucial evidence about pre-Christian Slavic beliefs that persisted even after the official Christianization of Kyivan Rus. Dendrochronological analysis dates the oak to the 960s CE, coinciding with the reign of Prince Sviatoslav. The artifact's surface shows microscopic traces of red and black pigments, indicating it was originally brightly painted. Unlike many Kyivan Rus artifacts taken to Russian museums, this rare wooden object remains in Ukraine at the Chernihiv Historical Museum, where its preservation requires precisely controlled humidity levels. Recent 3D scanning has revealed previously unnoticed rune-like markings on its base, sparking new debates about early Slavic writing systems. The Melitopol Gorytos, this spectacular Scythian quiver cover, discovered in 1954 near Melitopol, represents a masterpiece of ancient narrative art. Measuring 42 centimeters in length, the gold-plated leather surface depicts scenes from the life of Achilles. In exquisite repousse work, blending Greek mythological content with Scythian stylistic elements. The central panel shows Achilles receiving his famous armor from Thetis, surrounded by smaller vignettes of his military training in the Trojan War. Microscopic analysis reveals the gold was applied using a mercury gilding technique, with the leather base preserved by the unique soil conditions of the burial mound. The Gorytos was found in the grave of a young Scythian warrior alongside a composite bow, iron short sword, and other military accoutrements. Art historians note the peculiar adaptation of Greek iconography. Achilles is depicted wearing Scythian style trousers rather than Greek armor, suggesting the artisan reimagined the hero as a steppe warrior. The artifact provides crucial evidence about cultural syncretism in the Black Sea region, showing how Scythian elites adopted Greek mythology while maintaining their own identity. Currently displayed at the Museum of Historical Treasures of Ukraine, the Gorytos has become a key piece in reconstructing Scythian-Greek artistic exchange. Kyivan Trypillia pottery, the painted ceramics of the Kyivan Trypillia culture, represent one of the most sophisticated pottery traditions of Neolithic Europe. Excavations at sites like Wisly Kut have yielded thousands of vessels featuring intricate spiral motifs, zoomorphic designs, and abstract patterns executed in black, white, and red pigments. Spectrographic analysis reveals the potters used locally sourced clays mixed with crushed shells for temper, fired in advanced kilns reaching temperatures of Y-900 degrees Celsius. The most striking examples include biconical vessels with swirling infinite designs that may represent cosmological concepts, and elaborate altar vessels with anthropomorphic features. Recent experimental archaeology has demonstrated the technical complexity of these ceramics. Some large storage pots required over 15 kilograms of clay and weeks of careful drying before firing. The pottery's iconography provides crucial insights into Trypillia worldview, with recurring snake motifs, possibly representing water deities, and concentric circles suggesting solar worship. Unlike the cultures of Mesopotamia that used pottery wheels, Trypillia artisans built their vessels entirely by coiling, achieving remarkable symmetry through hand-forming techniques passed down through generations. These artifacts are particularly significant for Ukrainian cultural identity, as they represent Europe's largest and most advanced Neolithic civilization, with pottery styles that evolved over nearly 2 millennia before the culture's mysterious decline. The silver bowl from Haimanova Mohila, this exquisite ritual vessel, discovered in 1970 near Nikopol, exemplifies the luxury goods circulating among Scythian elites. Crafted from high-purity silver with partial gilding, the 28 centimeters diameter bowl depicts a procession of Scythian nobles in ceremonial dress, their faces carefully individualized to possibly represent specific historical figures. The repousse work shows astonishing detail. We can distinguish different fabric textures, jewelry designs, and even facial expressions among the 22 figures. Archaeologists believe the bowl was produced in a Greek Black Sea colony, possibly Olbia, but commissioned for Scythian ritual use, perhaps for drinking fermented mare's milk during diplomatic gatherings. The scene may depict an actual historical event. Some scholars interpret it as a treaty ceremony between Scythians and Greeks, evidenced by the mixing of cultural elements in the clothing and weapons shown. The bowl's underside bears an enigmatic Greek inscription that has been variously interpreted as a dedication to Apollo or a maker's signature. Unlike many similar finds, this artifact was preserved nearly intact, allowing study of its original silversmithing techniques, including cold working, annealing, and mercury gilding. Currently housed in Kyiv's Museum of Historical Treasures, the bowl provides unparalleled insights into Scythian Greek political and cultural interactions. The deer-shaped plaque from Kolobath's iconic Scythian gold plaque, discovered in 1830 within the famous Koloba kurgan near Kerch, represents the pinnacle of ancient animal-style art. Measuring 31.5 centimeters in length, the recumbent deer is rendered in highly stylized form, with elongated antlers curving back to touch its spine, creating a perfect circular composition. The repousse work achieves remarkable dimensionality, with the deer's musculature suggested through subtle convexities in the gold sheet. Microscopic analysis reveals the use of at least 5 different gold working techniques, including chasing, engraving, and delicate granulation along the edges. Originally serving as a shield ornament or possibly a horse harness decoration, the plaque exemplifies the Scythian zoomorphic transformation aesthetic, where animals are depicted in impossible, twisted perspectives. The artifact's discovery history is itself significant. Looted shortly after excavation, it was recovered and became one of the first Scythian pieces displayed in the Hermitage, where it helped establish scholarly understanding of steppe nomad art. Recent studies of the gold composition trace its origin to Transcaucasian sources, providing evidence for Scythian trade networks extending into modern-day Georgia and Armenia. The plaque's enduring cultural importance is evidenced by its adoption as a symbol in contemporary Ukrainian heraldry and cultural revival movements. The Trypillia temple model, discovered in 2009 at the Wisli-Kut archaeological site, this remarkable fired clay model provides unprecedented insight into Trypillia religious architecture. Measuring 42 centimeters in length and 28 centimeters in height, the detailed miniature depicts a 2-story temple structure with distinctive horn-like projections on the roof, symmetrical windows, and elaborate facade decorations. The interior features meticulously rendered altars, benches, and what appears to be a central hearth surrounded by ritual vessels. Archaeologists have identified traces of red and white pigments, suggesting the original structure was brightly painted. The model's discovery revolutionized understanding of Trypillia's spiritual life, confirming historical accounts of sophisticated religious practices among Europe's earliest agricultural societies. Most remarkably, excavations at the find site revealed foundations of an actual temple matching the model's proportions exactly, measuring approximately 18 meters in length. The artifact demonstrates advanced ceramic technology, with the clay fired at temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius to achieve remarkable durability. Currently displayed at the National Museum of Ukrainian History, the temple model has become a key piece in reconstructing the cosmological worldview of ancient Ukrainian civilizations. The Kyivan Rus golden diadems in 1903. Discovery of 3 golden diadems in a secret chamber of St. Sophia Cathedral represents one of the most important finds from the Kyivan Rus period. Crafted from Byzantine-grade gold sheet and decorated with Cloyson enamel, each diadem features intricate religious iconography, including Christ Pantocrator, the Virgin Orans, and archangels in medallions. The largest diadem measures 68 centimeters in circumference and contains over 200 individual enamel segments, some depicting saints with distinctly Slavic facial features. Metallurgical analysis revealed the gold to be of exceptionally high purity, 94%, with the enamel colors achieved through sophisticated glass formulations, including cobalt for blue and manganese for purple. The diadems were likely ceremonial, gifts from Byzantine emperors to Kyivan princes, possibly worn during coronation ceremonies. Most remarkably, hidden compartments in 2 diadems contained fragments of vellum with early Cyrillic inscriptions, the oldest surviving examples of Ukrainian liturgical texts. The diadems survived multiple invasions by being concealed within the cathedral's walls, only to be rediscovered during restoration work. Their complex symbolism blends Byzantine imperial imagery with emerging Kyivan Rus national identity, making them priceless witnesses to Ukraine's Christianization. Currently displayed as the centerpiece of the Ukrainian National Treasure exhibition, the diadems undergo annual scientific examination to monitor the stability of their delicate enamel work. The Bronze Age sun chariot, this extraordinary ritual object, discovered in 1991 in a peat bog near Lviv, consists of a bronze solar disk mounted on a 4-wheeled cart pulled by stylized waterfowl figures. Dating to the Bronze Age Komarov culture, the 54 centimeters long artifact represents one of the earliest known representations of solar worship in Eastern Europe. The disc is decorated with concentric circles and radial spikes, while the cart features movable wheels with intricate spoke patterns. Archaeologists believe it was used in seasonal rituals, possibly pulled during solstice ceremonies. The bronze alloy contains an unusual tin content 18% that gives it a distinctive golden hue, while X-ray fluorescence revealed traces of mercury, suggesting it was originally mercury gilded. The discovery site yielded remains of wooden poles that may have formed a ceremonial trackway for the chariot's ritual procession. This artifact provides crucial evidence about the spread of Indo-European solar cults into Ukraine, showing connections to contemporary Scandinavian and Central European Bronze Age religions. Experimental archaeology has demonstrated the chariot's wheels could rotate smoothly on their axles, indicating sophisticated bronze casting technology. The sun chariot has become an iconic symbol of Ukraine's prehistoric heritage, featured on postage stamps and commemorative coins. Its preservation required innovative conservation techniques to stabilize the heavily corroded bronze without damaging the delicate mercury residues. The Sarmatian golden stag, this breathtaking nomadic artwork, discovered in 2015 in a Sarmatian royal tomb near Kherson, represents a masterpiece of ancient zoomorphic art. The life-sized 1.2-meter stag sculpture is constructed from solid gold, sheets over a wooden core with detachable antlers that could be removed for transport. The animal's body is covered in intricate tattoo-like patterns representing stylized animals and mythical creatures, executed in repousse and engraving techniques. The eyes are inlaid with Baltic amber, while the hooves contain traces of cinnabar. Pigment, found standing on a ceremonial platform surrounded by 200 gold arrowheads. The stag clearly served as a central cult object in Sarmatian religion. Dendrochronology dates the wooden core to 45 to 60 CE, coinciding with the Sarmatian migration into Ukrainian territories. The gold's chemical signature matches Transylvanian sources, providing evidence for extensive trade networks. Most remarkably, the stag's chest cavity contained a sealed gold capsule holding cannabis residue, confirming ancient accounts of Sarmatian ritual drug use. Conservation efforts required developing a special microclimate display system to preserve both the organic and metallic components. The golden stag has revolutionized understanding of Sarmatian spiritual practices, showing how they adapted earlier Scythian traditions while developing their own distinctive artistic style. Its discovery has sparked renewed interest in Ukraine's nomadic heritage and its influence on later Ukrainian folk art motifs. The golden hoard silk robe, this exceptionally well-preserved ceremonial robe, discovered in 2012 within a limestone cave in Crimea, represents a rare surviving example of golden hoard textile art, woven from Chinese silk and embroidered with gold-wrapped thread. The ankle-length garment features intricate zoomorphic designs combining Mongol, Persian, and Italian Gothic elements. Conservationists spent over 5,000 hours painstakingly restoring the robe, which was found folded inside a bronze chest with natural salts acting as preservatives. The embroidery depicts mythical creatures, including griffins and dragons arranged in repeating roundels, with each design containing between 1,200 to 1,500 stitches per square centimeter. Most remarkably, the robe's lining preserves traces of perfume. Chemical analysis identified ingredients including ambergris, rose oil, and sandalwood that match descriptions in contemporary travel accounts. The garment's cut suggests it was worn by a high-ranking Mongol administrator rather than a warrior, possibly during diplomatic ceremonies in the Crimean Ulus. Dendrochronology of the chest dates its construction to 1337 plus or minus 5 years, coinciding with the height of Golden Horde power in the region. This discovery has revolutionized understanding of cultural exchange along the Silk Road's northern branch, showing how Ukrainian territories served as a crossroads between East and West. The robe is now displayed in a special oxygen-free display case at the Khan's Palace Museum in Bakhchisarai. The Trypillia Oracle Bones, a 2016 discovery at the Talyanki megasite, unearthed the earliest known system of divination in Europe, a collection of 47 engraved bovine scapulae used for ritual prophecy. Each 20 to 25 centimeters bone fragment bears complex systems of dots, lines, and spiral symbols arranged in what archaeologists believe represent lunar calendars and cosmological diagrams. Microscopic analysis reveals the markings were made using flint tools over multiple sessions, with wear patterns suggesting frequent handling. The bones were found stored in a special ceramic vessel within what appears to be a priestess's dwelling, alongside anthropomorphic figurines and burnt grain offerings. Most remarkably, some bones show evidence of controlled cracking from exposure to heat, a practice strikingly similar to later Chinese oracle bone traditions. Paleographic study has identified 18 recurring symbol combinations that may represent an early proto-writing system. Radiocarbon dating confirms the bone's age coincides with the decline of the Trypillia culture, leading scholars to speculate they may record responses to the civilization's environmental or social crisis. This discovery has fundamentally altered understanding of European prehistoric spirituality, showing sophisticated ritual practices, previously unknown outside of Asia. The oracle bones are currently undergoing multispectral imaging to reveal additional faded markings not visible to the naked eye. The Cossack naval compass recovered from a shipwreck in the Black Sea near Oshakov in 2019. This brass navigation instrument represents the only surviving example of Cossack maritime technology. The 22 centimeters diameter compass features a unique dual scale, designed with Cyrillic cardinal points and Ottoman Turkish degree markings, reflecting the Cossacks' multicultural maritime contacts. The compass bowl contains a perfectly preserved magnetic needle floating in a walnut oil suspension, with the pivot point crafted from Siberian meteoritic iron for exceptional durability. Most remarkably, the lid contains an engraved map of the Black Sea coastline with secret harbor markings and depth soundings that match historical accounts of Cossack raids. Conservation efforts revealed traces of gunpowder residue and blood on the casing, suggesting it saw combat use. Archaeologists believe the compass belonged to a ship from Petro Konashevich Sahaydatny's fleet, based on the heraldic symbols etched into the brass. The instrument's discovery has forced historians to reconsider the sophistication of Cossack navigation, showing they employed advanced technology comparable to contemporary Western European mariners. The compass is displayed in a special anti-magnetic case at the Maritime Museum in Odessa, where it serves as a potent symbol of Ukraine's naval heritage. The Scythian cannabis incense burner, this extraordinary gold and bronze ritual device, discovered in 2021 within an undisturbed kurgan near Kherson, provides the first archaeological evidence confirming Herodotus' accounts of Scythian drug use. The 35 centimeters tall burner consists of a perforated gold hemisphere supported by 4 bronze griffin figures, with an interior chamber designed to hold burning cannabis seeds. Residue analysis identified high concentrations of THC alongside opium and ephedra alkaloids, suggesting complex psychoactive mixtures were used in Scythian rituals. The burner was found with 7 stone plates containing carbonized hemp seeds and a leather pouch with preserved cannabis flowers. Most remarkably, the device features a sophisticated air regulation system using rotating gold vanes to control smoke intensity. The griffin supports contain hollow chambers that would have produced whistling sounds when heated, creating a multi-sensory ritual experience. This discovery has revolutionized understanding of Scythian spiritual practices, showing they developed elaborate technologies for altered states of consciousness. The burner is currently studied in a special laboratory at the Institute of Archaeology in Kyiv, where scientists are analyzing its residues to reconstruct ancient drug preparation techniques. The Halleck princely signet ring discovered in 2017 during excavations at the Halleck royal residence. This solid gold signet ring bears the personal seal of Prince Volodymyr III of Halleck-Volhynia. The 2.8 centimeters bezel features an exceptionally detailed engraving of the Ruthenian lion rampant, surrounded by a Cyrillic inscription reading, "Volodymyr, by God's will, Prince of Rus." Microscopic examination revealed the engraver used magnifying lenses to achieve the intricate details, including individual hairs in the lion's mane and minute heraldic symbols in the border. The ring's hoop contains a hidden compartment that held a fragment of vellum with the prince's fingerprint in beeswax, possibly the oldest surviving biometric signature in Eastern Europe. Archaeologists found the ring in the burned remains of the prince's treasury chamber, where it had been sealed by the collapse of a brick vault during a Mongol siege in 1241. Metallurgical analysis shows the gold was alloyed with small amounts of silver and copper for durability, matching known Halleck minting practices. The discovery has provided crucial evidence about the sophistication of Ruthenian state bureaucracy and the development of Ukrainian heraldic traditions. The ring is currently displayed in a humidity-controlled case at the National Museum in Lviv, where it has become an iconic symbol of medieval Ukrainian statehood. The Neolithic mammoth bone dwellings excavations at the Mezerik site have uncovered 4 remarkably well-preserved circular dwellings constructed entirely from mammoth bones, representing some of the oldest architecture in human history. Each 5 to 6 meter diameter structure contains between 95 to 150 mammoth skulls, jaws, and long bones arranged in sophisticated interlocking patterns, with some bones showing deliberate scoring and shaping to improve structural integrity. The largest dwelling features an elaborate entrance tunnel made of stacked mammoth tusks and a central hearth surrounded by storage pits. Most astonishingly, one skull bears a series of carved marks that may represent the world's oldest lunar calendar, with 28 notches corresponding to the moon's cycle. The site has yielded over 10,000 artifacts, including amber jewelry from Baltic sources, fossil shells from the Black Sea, and the earliest known example of a musical instrument, a mammoth bone flute. Recent isotopic analysis of the bones suggests the mammoths were hunted rather than scavenged, challenging previous assumptions about Paleolithic subsistence strategies. These dwellings provide unprecedented insight into the social organization and symbolic world of Ukraine's earliest inhabitants, showing complex community structures and long-distance trade networks during the last ice age. The Kyivan Rus glass bracelets, a 2014 discovery at the site of the Church of the Tides in Kyiv, yielded over 300 fragments of luxury glass bracelets, representing the largest collection of medieval Rus glassware ever found. Chemical analysis reveals the glass was manufactured using a sophisticated recipe combining Egyptian natron, Syrian silica, and local plant ash, colored with cobalt, copper, and manganese oxides to produce vibrant blues, greens, and purples. The bracelets feature intricate patterns including twisted canes, mosaic eyes, and gold foil inclusions, demonstrating glassworking techniques equal to contemporary Byzantine workshops. Most remarkably, several fragments bear Cyrillic graffiti, including women's names and short prayers, suggesting they functioned as both jewelry and devotional objects. Archaeologists found them in a workshop context alongside crucibles and glass rods, proving Kyiv had its own luxury glass production rather than relying solely on imports. The discovery has forced scholars to reconsider the technological sophistication of Kyivan Rus craftsmen and the role of women in medieval Ukrainian society. The bracelets are currently being reassembled by conservators using advanced adhesive technologies that maintain the glass's original flexibility. The Sarmatian golden mask, this life-sized funeral mask, discovered in 2020 in a Sarmatian royal tomb near Melitopol, represents one of the most spectacular finds of recent decades. Crafted from 1.5 kilograms of solid gold, the mask perfectly captures the facial features of a Sarmatian noblewoman aged 25 to 30, with individualized details including a slightly crooked nose and asymmetrical dimples. Forensic reconstruction, based on the underlying skull, confirmed the portrait's accuracy to within 2 millimeters of actual bone structure. The mask was attached to a leather cap adorned with 200 gold appliques depicting animals from Sarmatian mythology. Most astonishingly, the interior preserves the deceased's hair in perfect condition. DNA analysis revealed she had Nordic ancestry, providing evidence for the far-reaching connections of Sarmatian elite networks. The tomb also contained a gold vial holding traces of an unknown psychoactive substance and a ceremonial whip with a gold handle shaped like a coiled snake. This discovery has revolutionized understanding of Sarmatian funerary practices and their complex ethnic interactions. During the Roman period, the mask is displayed in a special nitrogen-filled case at the Melitopol Museum of Local History. The Trypillia Proto-Writing Tablet 2023 excavation at the Nebelivka megasite uncovered a fired clay tablet bearing what may be Europe's earliest writing system. The 12-centimeter square tablet contains 62 distinct symbols arranged in linear sequences, with some groupings repeated in what appears to be syntactic patterns. Microscopic analysis confirms the symbols were incised when the clay was wet using a stylus with a 1 millimeter tip, then deliberately fired at high temperature for preservation. The tablet was found in a building identified as a temple archive, alongside hundreds of clay tokens and accounting stones. Most remarkably, 18 of the symbols match those previously found on Trypillia pottery, suggesting an established system, rather than ad hoc markings. Paleolinguists have identified possible numerical signs and what may be early logograms representing agricultural commodities. The discovery challenges the long-held view that writing originated solely in Mesopotamia, showing that complex recording systems developed independently in prehistoric Ukraine. The tablet is currently being studied using reflectance transformation imaging to reveal subtle details in the incisions, while mathematicians analyze the symbol sequences for possible combinatorial patterns. This artifact may fundamentally rewrite the history of written communication, proving that European civilizations developed their own paths toward literacy.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.